Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of The Darkest Minds. This is a movie that I saw the trailer for this. I think I only saw one trailer for this a while back, and of course, this is one of these young adult movies, sort of a combination of sort of Hunger Games, Divergent, and sort of X-Men, if I can put it that way, in a way. And it's basically what happens in the story. The gist of the story is, if you've seen the trailer, it takes place sometime in the, I guess, near future, where 98% of the children in the world die. Okay, and the people that are left over, the 2% that are left over, start developing superpowers. So the government decides to lock them up, and they classify them in different levels, like genius and all this stuff. And I think the dangerous ones gets labeled orange, and so there's I think two top levels, but I think the real top level, so the government basically kills them on sight because they think they're too dangerous, and basically they have them basically in camps. Okay, and you have this one particular girl named Ruby, played by Amanda Stenberg. Uh, it's kind of, they follow her story. She's classified. When she's a little girl, she actually displays those tributes of it being the top level thing, and she kind of hides it. And she's sort of like, I guess she's telekinetic, I think. What powers that she can move things with her mind, and she can actually uh, influence people. So I think that's telekinesis when you can move stuff, but I think it's telekinetic when you can actually influence people. So she has that power. So she's one of the more powerful mutants. And basically, with the help of an ally, she escapes from one of these camps, and she runs up with these three other people that are on the run. Liam, played by Harrison Dickinson. Skyland Brooks, who plays Chubbs, he's really super smart, and Liam, can move stuff with his mind. He can actually physically move stuff. And then you also have Zoe, she's in charge of electricity. She can charge electricity, and she kind of meets up with them, and they're heading to a place where there's like a legend that it's a place where kids have their own things set up, and they're trying to get to that place. And that's basically the gist of the story. Now, like I said, you have all these young adult movies that came out, like Hunger Games, Divergent, uh, and that all, and after a while they got and even Maze Runner as well. And I like those movies. So you kind of go into this movie with just to see how it is. I just like the kind of the X-Men type of premise of it. So I want to check this out. And actually, this movie surprised me. It was actually not predictable as much. A lot of these movies you can pretty much predict what's going to happen. But I think they did actually a good job, and I have to give credit to the writer and credit to the actors. I thought the story was not predictable, and it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Okay, which really surprised me, and that's a good thing. I think it didn't, go the predictable route. There were twists and turns in it, and like I said, the actors I think carried the movie too, and I think they did a good job. Amanda Steinberg as Ruby, who's you know it's this powerful mutant that she's trying to hide her power. She doesn't want to. All she wants to be is be with her family. She doesn't, she never wanted this, but yet it happened to her. So she's trying to make the best of the situation. Then you also have Liam, played by Harris Dickinson, who's he's kind of like the leader of this little small group, and he was with this other resistance group that's fighting the government, but he didn't want to become a soldier like they wanted him to be, and so he broke away from that. And then you have Skyland Brook, who plays Chubbs. He's super smart, and he can. I guess his mutant ability that he can learn. He's super smart. He can learn anything like in a minute. He can learn everything. Super smart. And then of course you have Zoe, and this ragtag group. They basically have to outrun. Of course the government, and of course these mercenaries that are looking to capture any stray mutant and return them back to the base. And I thought this movie was really good, really well done, really emotional too as well. I thought Amanda Steinberg did Amandla, okay, that's pronounce her name, Steinberg. I thought she did a really good job as Ruby. You really feel for her, and she does some really good acting. And I liked her chemistry with Liam and with the other two groups, with Chubbs and also with Zoe. And I thought she did a really good job. You also have what's her name is in this movie. I can't think of her name now. Amanda Mandy Moore is in this movie. She had kind of a small part, but she's in this as well. And then you also have Bradley Whitford in this. He plays the president of the country at the time, and I thought this movie was really, actually, really well done. I really liked it a lot. Also, Gwendolyn Christie is in this movie, which I didn't even really realize that was her till after the credits. But it's just kind of a small part. So, but I enjoyed this movie a lot, and it really, again, it's not as predictable as you would think these movies are going to be. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I really enjoyed the way it played out, and it really surprised me how it played out. And again, really good acting, and I thought it was really well done. And I wouldn't mind. I don't know if they're ever gonna do a sequel to it or not, because I don't know if it's gonna make enough money for them to warrant a sequel. But I would definitely like to revisit these characters because I think they did a really good job with the story and the way it played out, and I liked it. So I'm gonna give The Darkest Minds. I'm gonna give it a 7.8. I really enjoyed it a lot. Uh, Definitely surprised me. You know, like I said, it does, like I said, borrow a lot from uh, the Hunger Games and Divergent. You know, classifying people and all that stuff. But I thought it did. You know, it set its own path, which I really liked, and it was really different. And again, I thought the actress, especially Amanda Steinberg, I thought she did a really good job, and as well as the other lead actors, I thought they did a really good job. So anyway, I especially mentioned to uh, an actor, Patrick Gibson, who plays Clancy Gray, and he's the president of the Sun. And I don't want to spoil his part in there, but I thought he was really good as well. Anyway, 7.8 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of The Darkest Mind. If you've seen it, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram in the description box, as well as a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.